presenter with a talent for humour and a thirst for scandal.
Just as well. I mean, controversy is never far from this 33-year-old. He's also a well-known womanizer, a filler-holic. A bit of a Don Juan, which is why we sent Sam to meet him. Watch what the newspapers have already dubbed an infamous and intimate encounter.
He's the bombastic Brit with a big mouth. Russell Brand is one of the world's most controversial comedians.
It don't help, does it? Like you've trapped it. If you was on telly in my country when I was a teenage boy, it'd mess me up.
In what way?
Yeah, I think you're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you, Russell. It's very kind of you.
It ain't kind. It's just a bit rude. Say you're in a shop, right? You have to put your card in. There's a moment, right, when you're doing your PIN number, when the shopkeeper thinks, oh, God, they're doing their PIN number, and you think, oh, God, the shopkeeper might look at my PIN number. Time Out's called you the most exciting comedian of his generation.
Yes, obviously you would agree with that.
I was happy that they gave me a generation as well. A whole generation. I don't know what to do with them.
Do you think you're a role model to Generation Y?
I'm so glad you've asked me that, because it gives me an opportunity to say this brilliant thing that I once heard Tupac Shakur say. Right, there goes to Tupac Shakur. Don't you think you're a bad role model, right? And he went, a role is something you play, a model is something you make, and I'm not fake. And I thought, oh, Tupac Shakur, you beauty for saying that. So, no, because a role is something you play and a model is something you make.
Russell may be a stand-up comedian, but he's also a movie star. His role in last year's smash hit comedy made him a household name.
We gotta do something. Before Mother Earth gets any more hurt, we gotta do something.
In the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which
I'm in that.
A lot of people...
I was in that.
I know. And a lot of people say you actually made that movie. You made it what it was. How did you find that the British sense of humour transferred to the Americans? Did they get it?
They like it, the Americans. They've got a good sense of humour. If you're really nice and funny, they'll have a right good laugh, the Americans.
I have a question for you real quick, Mr. S. I was actually meaning to ask you, what did you exactly think of my demo? Like, did you get it? Did you get it?
Oh, no. I was going to listen to that, but then I just carried on living my life.
You've had a well-publicised sex addiction.
No.
You say it's not true?
What?
The sex addiction?
Sex addiction?
The drugs addiction?
Drugs addiction? I've got a drugs addiction. If you've got a drugs, I'll take that drugs and I'll addict to it. Yeah, no, I used to be on drugs. It's a terrible time, Sam. I couldn't get enough of the old drugs. Morning, noon and night, drugs, drugs, drugs. Any time of the day. But now I won't have any drugs. 6 years since I've had even the merest of drugs. Or booze. None of it I don't have.
But Russell found himself at the centre of a media circus in 2008. As co-host of a popular BBC radio show with Jonathan Ross, he made a series of lewd phone calls to a Fawlty Towers favourite.
I said some things I didn't have oughta, like I had sex with your granddaughter.
He made headlines down here. Most notably...
On your legs?
I
made headlines on your legs?
I mean down under.
I'd like to.
Russell,
I made headlines down under.
In Australia, Russell. You made headlines in Australia.
Okay.
For the prank phone calls that you made to Andrew Sachs.
They weren't prank phone calls. They was meant to be a phone call just to interview him. He didn't answer the phone. Then, like, the producer, who happens to be in the room at the moment, said, just leave an answer phone message. Then Jonathan Ross, who's the best broadcaster in the country, accidentally shouted, he effed your granddaughter, for a laugh, because we were mates and we forgot that it was on the radio and everything. And, then it went a bit mad, and I kept ringing back to apologise and left more answer phone messages, but I made it worse. It wasn't meant to be a deliberate prank or anything, it was just showing off, got out of control. Some people, I think they're called racists, say America is not ready for a black president. But I know America to be a forward-thinking country, right? Because otherwise, you know, would you have let that retarded cowboy fella be president for 8 years?
Russell also shocked when he hosted MTV's Video Music Awards.
And I feel most sorry for that poor teenage father boy. Bloody 1 minute he's just a teenage lad in Alaska having joyful, unprotected sex. The next minute, get to the Republican convention! I think that is the best safe sex message of all time. Use a condom or become Republican.
Russell's latest project is a TV show called Ponderland. He raids the TV archives in this BAFTA-nominated series.
I fell off her on Easter Sunday and it knocked me out. I climbed on again and rode home. And then she threw me again Easter Monday and I still got that from her. Isn't he, darling?
He loves me. On Pancake Day, he glassed me in the face. Ponderland on Channel 7. It's really good. Are you going to watch it?
Yeah, of course.
What it is dead funny things. Me making really, really, really funny jokes and talking. You'll love it. It's hilarious. Watch it.
Any truth to the rumour that you're going to be in the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Can you tell us? Can you give us a Weekend Sunrise scoop?
I'll give you a Weekend Sunrise scoop, young lady. I'm going to scoop you like you've never been scooped before. I'm going to scoop you up in my arms and carry off to a world of wonder where you forget your own name. But I won't forget it. It's Sam, the gorgeous morning sunrise Sunday sexy woman for teenage boys.